Gavazine, so turn on your TV. Channel 17, if you don't know what I mean. We can do it live, let's show 'em how we rap. We can do it live, let's show 'em how we rap. We can do it live, let me show you how we rock. Lights, camera, action, we never gon' stop. Rapping Gavazine when I step on the scene. Got your attention with the style that I bring. I'm rapping for this team. What you G-A-V-A-Z-I-N-E, that's Gavazine.
Today in Gavazine, Jason Hopkins has information on two of the candidates that will be running for U.S. Senate.
They did it again. The San Francisco Giants bring home the title for the second time in 3 years. Tiana brings us her World Series wrap-up.
And today, get helpful information and advice from our own professor of psychology, Dr. Oler, on how to deal with everyone's #1 opponent, stress. Hello, and welcome to Gavazine, your bi-weekly school news. My name is Brian Carmack.
And I'm Sophie Perez. November 12th is election month, so we had David Vaca go around campus asking students what they thought would be the big winner.
Jason Hopkins brings us information on the race for U.S. Senate between current Senator Dianne Feinstein and her challenger Elizabeth Emken.
Candidate Elizabeth Emken is running for U.S. Senate and wants to clean out all the mess that has been going on in Washington, D.C. What she plans to do is to repeal and replace Obamacare, plus reduce spending. She feels we need smaller government plus free market capitalism.
Organization, but it was really Obamacare that was my citizen moment, where I said, that's it, I'm going to run for office. If the really smart guys back in Congress, you know those guys with the 12% approval rating, if they're going to put up Obamacare, then I'm going to have to step in, because we cannot destroy our healthcare system here in America, and that's what I believe will happen. Look, of anyone I can tell you that I know there were problems with our healthcare system, and specifically our health insurance system, but it was a bad problem made 1,000 times worse by Obamacare. So I'm committed to repealing it and actually correcting what's wrong with it. I know how to do it. I've been working on these issues for 15 years. We've got to get somebody back there who has real world, real life experience with these issues and knows what to do. Dianne Feinstein has done nothing for the last 6 years. That's why she won't debate. She doesn't have one item of accomplishment to talk about. Nothing. Her plans for the next 6 years, by the way, they include a renewal of the assault weapons ban. That's her priority one. Nothing about jobs, nothing about our economy, nothing about energy, nothing about water. She'd like to take more guns away. That's her plan.
Democratic candidate Dianne Feinstein is running for another term in the U.S. Senate. She hopes to get reelected. Fighting crime and drug trafficking, improving our health care, protecting our national security, and protecting our natural resources have been some of her main issues. It is up to the American people on November 6, 2012.
In other news, it turned out to be a great season for the San Francisco Giants. After being behind in the division series, they took home the World Series trophy. And here's Tiana Butler to tell us more on their accomplishments.
For the second time in 3 years, the San Francisco Giants found their way back to the World Series. This time they went up against the Detroit Tigers. With their fans cheering them on, the Giants came out firing. With a strong pitching performance from Barry Zito, the history-making at-bat to Pablo Sandoval, Giants were able to take Game 1 over the Tigers by a score of 8-3. With the momentum in their favor, the Giants went into Game 2 looking confident. With another strong pitching performance, this time by Madison Bumgarner, the game was scoreless until the 7th inning, when Brandon Crawford hit into a double play which scored the first run of the game. Then in the 8th inning, the Giants tacked on another run, allowing them to beat the Tigers by a score of 2-0, putting them up 2 games to going into Detroit. With a daybreak, the Tigers looked to bounce back and won the first game in Detroit. However, even with a strong pitching performance by the Tigers pitcher Anibal Sanchez, the San Francisco Giants were still able to put up 2 runs in the 2nd inning, and the Giants pitchers were able to throw a combined complete game shutout and win Game 3 by the score of 2-0, making it so that they only need one more win to win the series. With their backs against the wall, the Detroit Tigers came out strong. With home runs by Delman Young and Miguel Cabrera, the Tigers won in the 9th inning with a score of 3-3. However, not being able to break the tie, the game went on to the 10th inning, where the Giants' Marco Scutero drove in a run in the top half of the inning, and the Giants' Sergio Romo struck out the side in the bottom of the inning. That gave the Giants their 2nd World Series win in 3 years, making them the 2012 champs. With the sweep of the Tigers, the World Series MVP was announced to the Giants, Pablo Sandoval, who made history, being the first person to hit 3 home runs in his first 3 at-bats in the World Series.
More in sports, let's take a look at what's happening in college football. Here's the latest on the top 10 ranking teams in college football and their standings. These are the top 10 ranking teams in college football. As of right now, we hope they stay this way until the start of the bowl games in December 2012. USC's chances of going to the Rose Bowl in 2013 look good.
Sports news, we have the latest update on the NHL lockout. A few months ago, problems began to threaten the likelihood of this year's NHL season. On October 26, the National Hockey League announced the cancellation of all games through November 30th. Due to failed negotiations with the NHL Players Association, the NHL had given a 50-50 proposal to split the revenue cost that was denied. This led to the cancellation of all games, leaving hockey fans on ice.
Time for a break. When we return, we will have our interview with stress expert Dr. Oler.
Plus, we will take a look at some of Thanksgiving's history.
Save the date, December 8th, for the musical event of the year. Music for the Millennium, Mariachi Symphony y Mas, performing at the Steinbeck Institute of Art and Culture at Sherwood Hall in Salinas, featuring the renowned Mariachi Sol de Mexico and the Monterey Symphony together in concert. Music for the Millennium, celebrating our multicultural heritage in an evening of exceptional entertainment.
La sirena de la mar es una joven bonita.
For an additional cost, this musical gala will also include a black tie dinner, VIP reception, and a post-performance private gathering with the musicians. All proceeds benefit the programs of the Media Center for Art, Education, and Technology and the Millennium Charter High School, opening to freshmen and sophomores in fall 2013. Tickets are on sale now at McCateFoundation.org or call 800-838-3006. Don't miss this exceptional celebration of mariachi, symphony, and more, December 8th. For more information or to become a sponsor of Music for the Millennium, call 383-9681.
Are you having trouble achieving your goals due to lack of proper resources? Can't find a quiet place to study? Then come to the Student Success Center, located in Portable 11. Here we create a proper studying atmosphere, well equipped with the technology you need. Need some help catching on your homework? Sign into a quiet room where you can successfully focus on your work. Backed up on class credits, or you're not taking the right classes? Here, you can talk to a student success counselor that can talk to you through the right college credits.
The Teachers Learning Center. It's an opportunity for teachers to enhance their teaching skills. It's located in the library's mezzanine. It's a place where instructors can learn about Excel grading, iLearn, and much more. It's a perfect place to have a meeting, or just a place to relax. It's open daily, Monday through Thursdays, 8:30 to 5 p.m., and Fridays, 8:30 to 3 p.m. So come on by.
Welcome back to Gavazine. Everyone deals with stress at one point or another, and Esmeralda Montenegro Owen had the chance to interview one of our own psychology professors and author, Dr. Carlton Oller, to explain what causes stress and advise us what we can do about it.
Stress, stress, stress. Something all of us are familiar with, but each one of us have our own definition of what causes stress. From family and relationships to employment and finances, perhaps school, homework, and even the big one, procrastination. But just what is stress?
Stress is the psychological and physiological responses that a person can go through, and usually those physiological and psychological responses are due to excessive, unpleasant, or demanding circumstances or events.
I caught up with some students on campus to get their questions for Dr. Oller about how to best alleviate stress and its causes.
The first most important thing for a student to do before they can even deal with the stressors in their life is to identify or target the stressors in their life. And procrastination is just putting things off and putting things off and putting things off until you have so much to do and little time to do it in. And this, of course, is going to breed overwhelming stress.
Yes.
You're not going to do well on exams or other assignments, and therefore you're going to have reduced academic performance and, more importantly, reduced academic satisfaction. And here's the number one reason why students procrastinate. They are believing they still have time.
Yes.
They will look at the syllabus and they will see the exam is 4 weeks away and they'll say, I still have time. The first most important thing any student can do, whether they are stressed out or not, is to get organized with their responsibilities and their time. This means getting an appointment book. You're going to put down when you're going to exercise, when you're going to recreate or hang out with your peers or that special one. All the things you need to do in a day, you must put down in that weekly or daily planner.
Right.
And allocate the time for each, and then make sure that nobody or no thing interferes with that schedule. So the first most important thing is to accept that I am going to be stressed because I am in a crisis situation. And then once you've accepted that, you have to do all you can to not let the reality of that situation so stress you out that you're full of thoughts, feelings, fears, worrying, catastrophizing, negative thinking.
Yeah.
Dr. Oller offered numerous suggestions and solutions on how to deal with every kind of stressful situation and reminded us of valuable methods each one of us could use to best regain our peace of mind.
Exercise is a great stress buster. Another great stress buster is to listen to music that you find soothing or enjoyable. Okay. And an excellent, most excellent stress manager in this situation is to find someone you can talk to about what you're feeling.
To hear more of Dr. Oller's interview, just go to the website on your screen. This has been Brian Carmack for Gavazine. What do you think the Pilgrims or Separatists ate on their very first Thanksgiving? You would be surprised at how different the original Thanksgiving menu was than today's fare. Today we generally eat turkey, but the Pilgrims considered any wildfowl turkey. Not only that, they thought that most potatoes were poisonous. And of course there wasn't any milk, butter, or flour that first winter. But they did eat lobster, wildfowl, watercress, and berries. They also consumed steamed pumpkin. This sounds like it was a delicious alternative for our present-day Thanksgiving feast. You may be asking, what about the Native Americans? Did they really celebrate the original Thanksgiving celebration with the settlers? The answer is yes. The 3-day celebration, which was similar to an English festival, was attended by approximately 90 Native Americans who had helped the former Europeans through a very disastrous first winter. About half of the Pilgrims passed away that first winter, but but approximately 60 settlers survived because of their undying spirit and the help from the Native Americans. Thanksgiving Day originated in 1863, when Abraham Lincoln was president. Lincoln declared it an official holiday at that time. And now in the 21st century, we enjoy the modern Thanksgiving Day complete with turkey and the trimmings. Enjoy.
After the commercials, we're going to see what happened in last year's Transfer Day.
Plus, we will have all the latest in our new calendar. Stay tuned.
Chapman felt the court had no jurisdiction to prosecute Wairigi.
We're live in San Jose. I'm Damian Trujillo, NBC Bay Area News.
Sus raíces fueron del campo, ahí empezó él. Ahí empezó.
The majority of Americans don't come from the fields of Salinas in blistering heat and reach the pinnacle of a given industry.
My dad was called a bracero. He came here back during the Korean War, second wave of the bracero program. Sometimes I wouldn't see him because he worked out in the fields, and sometimes that required him to get up at 2 in the morning and turn the sprinklers on.
No teníamos para darles todo lo suficiente.
Since he was a little boy, we knew he was not going to be like the rest of us.
To see a young man who comes from this background, whose family had to work just to struggle to survive, but instilled in him the value of getting an education.
If I failed in school, the consequences were I'd go back in the fields, and it scared the living daylights out of me.
He actually hand-wrote a letter to himself, a sign actually, and he taped it to his bedroom door that said, "I will be a TV journalist."
It took the industry a long time to hire people of Latino, Hispanic, Chicano background.
Even when you think that it's dark, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We had to push, and it can be done, and Damien has proved that it can be done.
I want my kids to know what it's like. This is what Daddy used to do, Mommy. Yes. When the camera lights go off at 6:30 after my live shot, it's not over. It's never over. There's a lot of work to do still.
As you know, next week is Transfer Day, and all the UCs and UC colleges will be in the Student Center at the Gavazine College campus. Students will receive information on transferring out. Professor Esmeralda Montenegro Owen shows us what last year was all about. Let's take a look.
It's Transfer Day at Gavazine College. Around 20 universities have come here to talk to students and provide valuable information so they're ready when it's time to transfer to a four-year university. With live music entertaining the crowd, the Student Center was transformed into a place of opportunity for hundreds of students.
I'm here because I want to take a good look at all the other colleges that they have here, what to offer, and I'm really interested in continuing my education. And one of the schools that I thought was interesting was UC Davis out here, and they have a good campus. I got a chance to see it this weekend with the Puente program, and I'm hoping to transfer to that school. If not, I was also thinking about UC Santa Cruz. I don't see them out here, but there's a lot of good colleges out here, and I encourage everybody to continue going to school and staying on track of things. And I'm trying to major in child development, helping kids out, giving back to the community, anything like that, and yeah, that's my passion.
Transfer Day at Gavazine College is an annual event held every fall semester. Representatives from UC, CSU, and private universities visit the campus, bringing a wealth of information to students who have the desire to move on to a four-year university.
I'm here because I'm actually looking around to see what college or university I would like to be for the last 2 years of my education.
I'm very interested in going to college. I want to improve my education, help my family. It's very important, mostly because I'm a Latina female. It's very important, yeah. So far, I've talked to UC Davis, Stanford, UC San Francisco University.
Admission representatives were prepared to answer all questions about admission requirements, major preparation, housing, financial aid, scholarships, and much more.
Well, I'm here to provide information to the students about California State University in Monterey Bay, and also to let them know that there's different options out there, because sometimes they might be confused about the requirements or about, because the CSU is it's impacted and they think that we are impacted. So in reality, we are not. And the students need to know that as long as they have the transfer requirements at 2.0 GPA, they can come straight into Monterey Bay. So just providing that information in a different avenue for students to go after they're done with Gavilan.
Basically, I just heard that they were glad to see the different types of things. One thing I always hear is that students are surprised to find out how many private universities are out there. Everyone knows about San Jose State and Monterey Bay, but they may not know some of the other schools, so it's just good to broaden their horizons.
Students like Diana found lots of interesting information and talked to a couple of her favorite universities.
I'm looking to look into CSU in Fresno and San Jose State because they're local.
Another local private university is Notre Dame de Namur in Belmont.
Notre Dame de Namur is a small four-year private Catholic university located in the foothills of Belmont, San Carlos, San Mateo. I stress small, but it's a community setting. Everybody knows each other. Classrooms are averaging maybe from 20 to 27 students. I've seen classes as small, 6 to 7 students. The beautiful thing is everybody knows each other. You're able to have a relationship with your professor where he or she will know the individual, which can help network for internships and also in the future when you graduate for grad school. That's the biggest plus.
Transfer Day was a total success. Hundreds of students attended and acquired all of the information that they needed when they're ready to transfer to the four-year university. And if you were not able to attend the event, be sure to visit the Career and Transfer Center here on campus. This is Esmeralda Montenegro for Gavazine.
Next up, let's take a look at our calendar and all the upcoming events in the following weeks.
Election Day, November 6th, 2012. Come on, everybody, go on and vote.
Transfer Day 2012 will be taking place on Thursday, November 8th, 2012. It'll be taking place in the Student Center from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., so be sure and stop by.
Writing skills. The Student Success Center can help November 14th, 2012 from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m.
The 11th Annual Veterans Day Parade San Benito County will take place on Sunday, November 11th, 2012 at 1:30 p.m. You can visit the website www.sbcveterans.org for more information. Black Friday, don't forget, a great shopping day will be taking place on November 23rd, 2012. And we recently found out that the Gilroy malls will be open for shopping on Thanksgiving at 9 p.m.
Andrea Bocelli will perform at the HP Pavilion in San Jose, November 23rd, 2012.
Don't forget, Lights On Celebration, sponsored by Pacific Gas and Electric, will be taking place on Saturday, November 24th, 2012, in downtown Hollister from 10 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., rain or shine. So be sure to come out and check it out.
If you're interested in learning TV production, sign up for Theater 17A or B or MCTV 17A and B next semester and create the news just like we did today. You will learn how to shoot, edit, script, report, anchor, produce, and so much more. Don't just watch TV. Be a part of making it here at Gavazine College.
Well, I've certainly learned a lot being in this class. I'm really enjoying it. How do you think, Sophie?
I think it's been a crazy semester, but it's been fun. I've learned a lot also. There are some great teachers and great professors, and the staff is just really awesome. So it's been really helpful to be able to work with them, have them teach me stuff. I've been able to learn a lot more about editing. So that was really awesome because that's something, that I wanted to do further on.
Right. I know when I was first looking for classes, I was wondering what I was going to be interested in taking. And this one was a really interesting subject. I found to learn out how the things function on TV, what happens behind the scenes and everything. And I've really enjoyed learning about that.
Yeah, it's been really great.
One of the tragedies in the news lately that we haven't been able to speak about today is Hurricane Sandy on the East Coast, and all those poor people over there dealing with this tragedy.
Yes, it's really bad. As we know, the Red Cross is taking Volunteers is taking
supplies.
So people, if you want to, you know, help out, get a hold of the nearest Red Cross around here. I'm sure there is one here in Gilroy, so you guys can also go online and look that up. But that would be great to help everybody out, and you know how hard it's been for them.
Right, true. In our own area, I don't know if you guys saw this morning about the 3 small earthquakes that have been taking place in the area.
I haven't felt it. Everybody's been telling me about it. Like last week there was 2, this week there was 1 this morning. I was like, what the heck? What's going on? I don't know. I haven't felt it. I guess maybe I've been driving or something, but yeah, everybody's freaking out about it because, you know, it's
well,
scary.
that can happen.
Yeah, it's something that happens a lot in Hollister, obviously, because the fault is right there.
Well, this wraps up today's program. Tune in to Gavazine every 2 weeks to get the latest in news and events happening on campus and locally. My name is Brian Carmack.
And I'm Sophie Perez. Thank you for watching. Join us next time on Gavazine. Have a great day.